let this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting this shit slide and get your lick back. And get your lick back. I feel like I'm JX. J-Way. I'm a perfectionist. Adderall got me restless. I'm gone. Run with a wild crew, they get reckless. Young boy, come up off that neck. Into the trends. See you, Lee, be the band.
Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Who Will Be King. This is a playoff edition. Yes, we have finally made it past week 18 into the playoffs. And I'm here with a couple of my NFC North comrades. How you guys doing today? Week 18 into the playoffs. And
I'm good, man. How yourself?
I could be better. I won't rain on your parade too much, but I'm all right.
Why not? It's okay. Everything's fine. As Foster and I go into the off season, hey, still playing.
Yes, he is. And we'll before we get to how his season ended, we'll jump right into the final. We all ended against divisional opponents. But Dave, I'll let you break down the Packers game for us.
Oh, it was interesting. First off, your Minnesota Vikings, my Minnesota Vikings, absolutely kicked their butt. Final score was 16-3. The final 3 points were scored when Matt LaFleur called a timeout with 1 second left to kick a field goal, which I thought was a joke, and he will pay for it next season. But it was not the prettiest game you've ever seen. It's actually quite boring to watch. J.J. McCarthy started the first half, and he had his ups and he had his downs, some beautiful passes and some absolutely miserable ones. He did not answer any questions. Comes out in the second half and then calls himself out because the hairline fracture on his right his throwing hand, was throbbing. Okay. So in comes Mr. Brosmer, and Max Brosmer was Max Brosmer, showing why a UDFA should be no higher than a QB3 in this case. But the defense was outstanding, as usual. They kept the Packers to a goose egg, and the Packers were playing mostly backup players, but it didn't really matter until that last second field goal. That was it. Minnesota completed a 5-game win streak to end the season above 500 at 9-8 and clinched the third spot in the division.
Not just their backup, they were playing a third-string quarterback, correct?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So I guess that means that Willis is still hurt.
From what I gather, yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll be interested to see who.
We'll get into that when we preview this week.
Yes. All right. So that was the first game. I'll let Pay do the honors of breaking down what he saw in the game between Detroit and his Chicago Bears.
So the Lions did win that game. They swept the Chicago Bears for the season series. And the Bears just didn't look good. Ben Johnson did come out and say that it was a vanilla play call, a game plan for that week. But the offense, they played bad. The defense played bad. Third week in a row. I think for the last 3 weeks, the Bears have given up close to 1,200 yards. And for an average time of possession to the opponent, 37 minutes. A lot of things that would just leave a bad taste in your mouth. And once again, even with all that,
Bears did have a chance to win the game in dramatic fashion close at the end, but that terrible offense did not give them a chance to do more than just go 3 and out. And then the Lions came down and then kicked the game-winning field goal to send the Bears back to the locker room with hurt feelings and send the Lions off to the offseason with I guess some momentum. But shout out to Johnny Morton though.
The late Johnny Morton.
Yeah.
Late as in fired.
Right, fired. Not we wouldn't be laughing that hard. But yeah, so we know obviously you guys didn't have Roma Dunze. We know that I feel like Ben Johnson would like on the line. You guys are playing for the second seed. Do you put stock into the vanilla offense response to how they played?
Oh yeah, definitely. I saw, if you watch the game, like, what kind of offense is this? The play calls was I've heard this said quite often this week. Well, not this week, but in the day after the game, when most people are still talking about it. It was a lot of people compared it to preseason.
Okay.
And I would like to believe that was the case. Like, they just came out there and just say, you know what, we're not going to give any type of advantage or any type of film for what we want to do to our opponent, whoever that may be in week 19. The Packers, we were gunning for them because we wanted to win the game, obviously. Or if we end up losing, then whomever in the NFC East, the NFC West would end up playing. I would like to believe that was the reason, because watching that game, I'm like, I don't know what team this is. This team looks like it's uninterested.
Yeah, I would agree. So yeah, the Lions did end up winning by a score of 19-16. It was a pretty good effort on both sides of the ball for the Lions. The running game finally got back going. We had over 100 yards rushing. Jared Goff had a pretty good game. He threw for 331 yards, had a touchdown and an interception. And his biggest target was Amon-Ra St. Brown, who went for 11 receptions for 139 yards. It was a pretty close game because we only got into the end zone one time with Jahmyr Gibbs. Bates had hit 4 or 5 field goals. But yeah, the defense held up to their end of the bargain again. They held them scoreless up into the fourth quarter, I believe. It was 16-0. And then the offense finally got going. They scored a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion, and repeated that to tie the ball game up. So in the end, the big play was the interception by Avonte Maddox. And eventually we would kick a field goal to seal the victory. So yeah, we did win the series against the Bears. Ben Johnson is still winless against his former team, which I would have thought that he would have, I don't know. Obviously he knew that he had secured his the playoff hopes. So there was no need to overdo it to get the victory. But, I feel like his competitive spirit would have liked to, let us have it, especially since we beat him by 42 points. It was 52-10 or 55-10. What was it?
52-21.
Oh, 21. Okay, my bad. Okay, 30 points. So yeah, but yeah, in the end, for what it's worth, we do take a little bit of momentum into the off season. I think we draft at 17 now, so that's what the focus is right now. So we've already seen one casualty, which was the OC, which I think we all pretty much anticipated coming. And for right now, the defensive coordinator lives to see another day. So we will see what the result of that is down the line. Any other thoughts as we get into the playoffs?
I thought your game was one of the most entertaining ones, especially when it got to the fourth quarter and the Bears are like, oh my God, we got to come back. And they tried. And Caleb Williams is slippery. Mr. Houdini.
Yeah.
I got to give him that. He's hard to tackle. Hard to sack.
Yep. I think we got him. I know Hutch got one.
Twice.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's still, he's hard to sack.
Yeah.
How many near sacks? I would be curious to see that stats he's had this year, where people have him wrapped up and he squirms out, because I know he had a lot with us. And every time I watch the Bears play, he always seems to have a lot of those.
Yeah.
I would gather that number on the season is somewhere low 20s.
As far as near sacks?
Yeah.
No, I would bet it's higher than that.
Is that a stat?
That's crazy.
That's not a stat.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's up for kind of.
No, but think of how many sacks did he take on the season?
I think 18.
18?
I think it's about 18.
Had a couple of Pro Bowlers on his line this year, so
Right. Versus, 50 plus
64. 68 last year.
Okay, 68 sacks last year. This year he had 18. How many of those were step outs where that's what I'm saying. That's the one thing that impresses me about Caleb Williams is his ability to elude a sack.
Yeah, that's very good. I would really be interested to see what was his off-season work plan, because I want to know what he did, because bringing him down has been a chore for all defensive linemen this season. He took 24 sacks this season.
Okay, so chopped it to a third of the 60 if we're doing some quick math. But yeah, I think he's definitely not holding on to the ball as much, which is kind of just a rookie adjustment, I think. Rookie to sophomore adjustment. But all right. But
congratulations on the Chicago Bears making the playoffs.
Going against those cheeseheads, so we'll see.
And retaining the number 2 seed.
So they got the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why I thought they didn't get it.
Oh,
it depended. If the Bears had beat Detroit.
The Commanders. Did the Commanders win?
They did.
I forgot about that. Wow. All right. Well, very good. All right.
Well, that sets up this week's game.
Yes, it does. Well, that's the AFC side. I guess we can start with the AFC. Let's jump right into the playoffs. And we'll start on the AFC side of things. Obviously, the Broncos got a bye, and the first game. Well, it's not the first game, but this is actually the Monday night game. The Steelers versus the Texans. How do you guys see that game going?
That is the Monday night game, the final game of Week 19.
Yep,
correct.
Starting from the end to the latest to the earliest,
and possibly the final game for Mike Tomlin as a Steelers head coach.
Possibly the final game for their quarterback as well.
Mm-hmm.
I need you all to convince me that the Steelers have a shot in this game. And I'm not saying that because I think Houston is some world beaters. I don't think Houston's that tough either. I mean, their defense is legit. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. I still think about, man, Will Anderson being in a Bears jersey, because that's who I wanted in that draft. But beyond that, their defense is tough. Those two guys that I named, Stingley and the rest of those guys on that defense. With the Steelers, how their offense played all season, they got DK back and whatever else has got going on with their offense. How much of a but give me the argument. The Steelers win this game.
The argument is that the Steelers have not lost a Monday night game at home since 1991, and that predates me almost. Almost. 91. That might have been before Jerome Bettis.
No.
The Texans are
Well, you know what?
favored
Hold on.
by 3.
It might be before Jerome
I
Bettis.
think so.
91.
It might be 91. That's an interesting stat, Foss. I'm not gonna put that past. I'm not gonna even hold you for that. That's
When you talk about bets and parlays, like, hey,
I'm not gonna hold you. Let me look at the line for that game. That's an interesting game. I mean, I don't like
3.
it. Okay, 3. Yeah. Because I mean,
In Pittsburgh.
that's fair.
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. 3 is fair because for one, I'm gonna say it again. Something about the Texans, it doesn't smell right to me. But they should be the favorite in that game. At least for both teams. One thing I know for certain, that defense is for real.
That's really their only compelling argument when you break it, because it's always safe to go by just QB. Just break it down to what QB do you like head to head? They about broke even between CJ Stroud and Aaron Rodgers. Not that Aaron Rodgers is nearly the QB that he used to be, but is CJ Stroud really all that?
Well, the last half of this season, you've seen him get their act together. Particularly CJ Stroud. But
didn't he throw for over 4,000 yards?
I think he did.
To who?
Yeah. 28 TDs.
Yeah, Nico Collins and
Nico Collins is pretty good.
He is, but who else though? For real, I couldn't tell you anybody else.
Unlike, Caleb Williams.
Their offense is different. I mean,
it's got to be.
I mean, and that's exactly what I mean from this game as far as an offense. CJ Stroud, his sophomore season was talked about as like, man, he regressed a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think it was more so because of the offensive line. They had a lot of stuff going on there. They've got their act together on offense. However, it ain't to the point where I can just easily stamp them like, oh yeah, they're shoo in to go to the divisional round. This game is going to be close for that reason. I know the defense is going to put some major boot to the Steelers, but just the way the Steelers like to stay in games that they ain't got no business staying in, that game is going to be crazy.
It should be close, and I'm curious how Houston, who's used to playing on turf, faster surface,
right?
If their speed on defense is going to get bogged down in the muck of Three Rivers Stadium, whatever they're calling it.
Three Rivers.
What's I know what it is.
Heinz, right? Heinz Field?
No, it's Acrisure now.
Oh, it's not Heinz anymore?
Three Rivers.
Three Rivers went back there to the Pirates. Yeah. I mean, they think they both.
Did the Steelers even play there? I know the Pirates played at Three Rivers.
Pirates definitely played there.
Mm-hmm.
But they might have
back in the cement donut days when everybody had that round cement Coliseum looking stadiums.
Yeah, I got off track. Did you?
Colston Loveland, the rookie tight end.
So, three. I mean, we just call it a game. Like what we think is going to happen. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a dramatic game. Maybe not the most exciting game that you would want to have on Monday Night Football, just because of the offenses and how they can get stuck in the mud. But you gotta. Well, it's going to be close. It's hard to call that.
Does the winner get screwed because then they have a short week?
No.
You got longer time to prepare though too.
Oh, they do now. I mean, but they play Monday night, and then they'll have to turn around and play. I doubt Saturday. They'll put that game on Sunday.
Sunday,
yeah.
Whatever they.
I mean, it's not something. It's not something that you're unfamiliar with. You know.
Oh no, but it's just wondering. Do you like Monday night football games for the playoffs?
I was gonna. I had this discussion with somebody, but that is kind of weird. That's got to be new, right?
Well, having Monday night games on playoffs
for the playoff wild card game, maybe.
No, they've been doing it for a while. Well, you're right. I don't. You know what? It could be just something of a facet of the media times that we're in, but I would like to think that they've been doing Monday night games in the playoffs for a good little minute.
Yep.
All right. So we got the next game is the Jaguars versus the Bills. The Bills are the favorite. and it is in Jacksonville. What are your thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on this game?
Jacksonville, the Golden Wonder.
It's a weird team to me. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Jacksonville, but they just seem kind of middle of the pack in every way.
No,
I have not watched
offensively, not defensively.
No.
Jags game this year.
Just like CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans offense, your boy T-Law, he didn't tee it up. He for real now. The last time he's been to playoffs, he took out a major team the last time he was in the playoffs, and that offense between him and this is going to go under the radar. Jacoby Myers turned their season around. He helped that offense go to another level. And he ain't done a lot as far as statistics are concerned, but his ability to give them an outlet, take the top off the defense, make defenses stay honest, put two safeties back there, all the world for them. NTN, he had a bounce back season. I already said T-Law, he had probably his best season of his career. That I think the Bills in trouble.
Yeah, I think Jacoby actually got extended. I think they signed him kind of not at the beginning, not even in the offseason, and they quickly locked him in. So, so yeah, I mean, it's another team that I don't think has a ton of weapons. I know they got an old lion over there, Tim Patrick. But I don't know. Bills, you can never count out the Bills. If Allen had anybody to throw to, it wouldn't be. I think this would be less of a discussion. But
doesn't he have 4,000 yards too?
But once again, it's been a musical chairs in the receiver room. They really don't have that one. That one dude over there, Keon Coleman, has been getting benched all year. He was supposed to kind of be the
3,600 yards.
36, yeah.
I was about to say he did not have 4,000 this year.
Yeah. They got a good running game though. What's his name? James Cook.
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars
you knew that.
I'm
sorry. His brother played for Dave's team.
Right, yeah, Dalvin.
Did. And Dalvin was good when he played for my team. Dalvin's out of the league now. And James Cook is getting up there in age too.
Yeah. Running back years for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Jags have the number one rushing defense in the NFL. So that should be an interesting dynamic. But if I had to make a choice, I would go with the Bills.
Bills are favored by, the line has them favored by 1.5.
Yeah.
I think they're in trouble.
The money's going with the Jags, though, 51%.
They gotta prove it to me, the Jags.
That's fair. The new coaches turning around Lawrence. I think I'm sort of wanting to see the Jags pull this one out. It'll be a story. And then everybody in Buffalo goes ballistic. Yet another one.
Right through the tables.
Yep. Yet another loss. There are twin in the AFC.
So what you're saying, Dave, is Black Monday gets extended?
I'm saying Black Money get extended probably because the Steelers. I'm not saying it will happen in Buffalo.
Now, this is a good one. If I had to bet between, let's say, the Steelers lose and the Bills lose, if I had to bet which team does something different with their coach, it's definitely the Bills.
If they both lose, the Bills are more likely to fire their coach?
1,000%.
Could be. So they have a new.
Is that Blake? Is that
all new rolling into the new stadium next year?
Oh yeah, I mean they're in their Super Bowl window. There's no Pat Mahomes, No Lamar Jackson, even though he's never been an impediment to Josh Allen in the playoffs. You have no reason why you shouldn't be in the Super Bowl this year.
You're saying that the lane is open for them to.
It's been
it's a clear hove lane, and he is jumping in the right lane for some odd reason. Get him out of here.
Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. All right. So let's get to the final game of the AFC side of things. We got the Patriots versus the Chargers. Y'all go ahead. I'll close it out. Or I can start. I can start it.
Well, go ahead.
Well, so this is one where I would like to. I always, my rule of thumb is to always go against the Chargers in the playoffs. They always kind of poop out, one and done type deal. But I mean, the Patriots. I mean, seeing them in the 2 seed is also kind of odd to me. If I had to make a choice on it, going comparison of QBs, I mean, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm gonna stick with my gut on the Chargers. Never do anything. Their offensive line is horrible. There was like a graphic of like their, when they do the introductions for the Monday Night Football and they show the PFFs, all the PFFs across the board for the offensive line was 29 out of 30, 28 out of 30 across the board. That's just is a recipe for another disaster, especially once you get to the playoffs.
I can see that. I would say Harbaugh's missing his bro. You want to go catch up with bro? Let me go. I don't want to miss out on the family vacation. Let me get there.
Yeah,
it could be. Drake May, 4,394 yards on the season. By the way,
very impressive.
31 touchdowns. He's obviously developed into the best QB candidate out of the class 2 years ago, so far. And he's
MVP
playing,
candidate.
Out of all the ones selected 2 years ago, he's, I would think, the best so far. He's in a system that absolutely works for him. He's got players around him that can catch the football, which is great. They can also get in trouble, but they can catch the football. And I think the Patriots are going to win this one. One, because it's in New England. And two, the Chargers, like you said, they have no offensive line, which is weird for a Harbaugh team, and I'm sure that's going to get changed. But we'll see. I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, Drake May's only in his second year, and those young quarterbacks got to take their lumps. But they just may have worked themselves into the perfect situation. It may be time for him already. So
Patriots are favored by 3.5.
Just 3.5?
That's what I'm showing.
Oh, and they had to fly across country to go see. No, who's home? The Patriots won the division. That's right. You're right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. I got to come all the way to New England. Yeah, I like that. I would buy that line up. I like the Patriots as well. You said it, Dave. As big of a fan and truther as for Caleb Williams as I am, I've been beating the drum for him since it was a lock that the Bears was drafting him. Drake May is on the MVP podium right now.
Mm-hmm.
He should win that award. I mean, so you gotta give it to him right now. He's wearing the crown from that QB class, which right now is looking very good. Shout out to
now, yes. 2 years in, he's got it.
It was Daniels last year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that. We ain't even talking about Daniels no more.
Not anymore.
Daniels in his rookie year, he went to the championship game. You got Caleb, Bo Nix, and Drake May all won their divisions in their second season. All 1 or 2 seeds. I mean, it's really nice. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Patriots got this game.
Yeah. All right. And before we get to the NFC one, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we will get to the NFC side of things. All right, we are back to talk NFC. The Seahawks have obviously earned a bye in the first round, and the first matchup is kind of a weird one. This is a home game for the Panthers, who, are in the very weak NFC South. They actually have a point differential of -69 or something like that. But here they are with a first round home game against the LA Rams. What are you guys' thoughts on that? The Rams are a 10.5-point favorite in this game.
10.5. That's crazy, but it's fair too.
It's very good. Hey, I can't.
The Rams are going to slaughter Carolina. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Carolina backed in on a loss due to a tiebreaker, thanks to Kirk Cousins winning last weekend.
Last time they played, Carolina won, though.
Well, true, but all the more motivation for the Rams to go in there and kick butt.
That's also true. Again, another SoCal team got to fly across the country.
True. Would you believe with how old Matt Stafford is, he threw 4,707 yards?
4,700?
Mm-hmm. And 46 TDs.
Rotator cuff is on a rubber band.
It started at the beginning of the season with all the back problems and him spending time in the Airstream trailer outside the training facility.
Yeah.
Whatever they did, it worked. Bryce Young is done okay.
Yeah, I think they're only saving grace is if they can try to just hold on to the ball. They got, two pretty good running backs, Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. If they can keep the ball out of Stafford's hands, that'll give them a chance. Also, I wonder if Devontae Adams will be back because he's been out, right?
Yeah, I think he's missed the last 2 games with that hamstring injury.
Actually, because he was hurt in the Lions game, or he was hurt. He left that game. He left the Lions game. So that can be tricky, but too many weapons. Nobody in the world can stop Puka Nacua. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a rough one for them.
So I like this game. It's a very interesting game. I like Bryce. I've been singing his praises ever since he got into the league. I think he's got something. I don't know if he'll be a Pro Bowl quarterback at any point in his career, but I think he's got what it takes to be a competent starter in this league for a long time. Even though that when he go in shotgun, he's so short back there, trying to look over this offensive lineman. But in any case, you said one thing. One key to this game, Foster, is Carolina's a running team. If they want to have a shot, they have to control TOP, time of possession. Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, they've got to be a part of that offense to a large degree. And when they do pass, you want to get Tet and the rest of them into a good lather. You want to build up a good lather with the young receiver they got out of Arizona. But here's the key part. Dave, you spoke, you kind of went into this direction. Stafford has 4,700 yards on the season, and Puka Nacua's all world. And if Devontae is back, then they just got another aerial weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole offense is built on going over the top of you, for the most part.
Right. A good running back too, Kyron Williams.
Williams and the other, I'm blanking on his name. The other
Blake
kid
Corum.
from Blake Corum. Those I particularly see those guys as more so as red zone bodies, not so much so in between the 20s. But here's the thing: Carolina is a top 5 big play defense.
Yeah, I think they lead the league in takeaways.
No, not takeaways, but that's the Bears. But as far as being able to give up explosive plays, they're a top 5 team. Joe Horn and Michael Jackson, they don't play that. They are extremely good at limiting your ability to go over the top. Now, if you want to beat them, you're going to have to nickel and dime them down the field. Is that going to be the LA Rams plan of attack?
I think Puka's capable of doing that. Kind of does what he wants.
But I'm giving the Panthers a fighting shot in this game. I mean, I don't know offhand what their record is against the spread, but 10.5, I think that's a little bit rich. I think the Panthers can.
What?
It is. I think the Panthers can keep that game close. I mean, if you just go back to the last time these two teams played, which is what, a month and a half ago, they forced Matt Stafford. I think at that point, Matt Stafford hadn't thrown an interception in like a month or something like that. He had some type of crazy streak, and they came and took the ball from him, I think, 3 times.
I misspoke. They only have 20 takeaways on the season.
They might be towards the top as far as interceptions go, because they're a really good secondary.
They've only got 10 interceptions.
Oh.
7 fumble recoveries. How that equals 20, I have no idea. 13 interceptions, pardon me.
Oh, there's a yeah. I mean, Stafford's capable of giving the ball away. I know the Lions. I think Hutch had an interception in our game, so he's been known to make some mistakes, but that's their only chance is if they can find a way to take the ball away from them. I mean, the Rams, they slowed down towards the end of the year. They lost to the Falcons too, which was the second to last. Yeah. So yeah, they're not unstoppable, but at any rate, the next
picking the Rams.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So the next game is the Eagles versus the 49ers, which I don't know. That's another tough one. But what do you guys think?
Oh, the 49ers have to fly all the way from across country to Philadelphia.
Another one of those, huh?
It's always rough to play in Philly.
Yeah.
Especially if you're Santa Claus.
Yeah, especially if you're Santa Claus. And if any 49er fan wants to wear their colors, it's rough. I find it interesting. I think the Niners are good. I think they're going to beat Philly. Even though the Eagles are favored by 4.5. I'm going to take the Niners.
If you can run the ball with any type of consistency, you got a shot to beat the Niners. I mean, they're not going to stop you. If you can control the time, if you can control the clock, again, top. If you can get some top, and we all like top. If you can get some of that, the Eagles got a shot. And who do they have? They got a guy that ran for 2,000 yards last season, Mr. Saquon Barkley. Now, it ain't been the same season for him this year, and they've had a lot of, I guess, I don't want to say injuries. I don't want to give them that out. Their offensive line hasn't been as consistent this season as it was last year. Cam Jurgens and some of the other guys they got on that line. However, but it's the playoffs. They're the Super Bowl. They're defending Super Bowl champs. I'm going to give them a fighting chance. In fact, I'm going to give them better than a fighting chance. I think they can actually upset those 49ers, even though it's not really an upset since the Eagles are again.
Yeah.
Everybody.
He is probably pretty good at stifling Brock Purdy, but we'll find out. Purdy's been good this year.
Yeah. No disrespect to the Purdy gang, but if you can, that defense has been a sieve. If you can just control it, keep the ball away from Purdy and the rest of them, keep C-Mac on the sideline, you got a shot. You got a better than one shot. What it all comes down to is can Jalen Hurts make the big plays when needed? He's got, and that's a crazy thing to say for a Super Bowl winner. But I don't know. I think there's something missing in his bag that he needs to prove. let me not use the word needs. I mean, he is a Super Bowl winner.
I already got that. That's out the way.
Yeah, right. So you want to see him convert when necessary.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, it comes down to the better defense, and I give that edge to the Eagles. The 49ers are just too, depleted with injuries. No Bosa. I think that if the Eagles I think that the Eagles have the opportunity to, because they have a pretty good pass rush. If they can find a way to stop Christian McCaffrey, I think the Eagles have a few more weapons on the outside with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So coupled with the fact that they're at home and the weather could possibly be nasty, although it's kind of mild right now. I think it's going to be in the 50s around here for the next couple of days. But as much as it pains me to say, I think that if I had to choose, I would go with Philly. Now, let's get to the final game on the bracket. Pay, what are the keys to winning against the Packers, and how do you see that? Well, we kind of have an idea of how you feel that it's going to go, but what do you think the keys are?
Score more points than they do.
That's a biggie.
That's it. That's it. You want to score more points. You want to send the Packers and all those cheeseheads, to bed without dinner, without any dessert. You want to send them to the crib. You want to, in fact, you want to get Halfley. You want to beat them so bad. Halfley and McFleur are also on the Black Monday list. You want to send them to Cancun on an extended stay. That's what you want to do. And how they going to do that? This will be the third time I said it. TOP, time of possession. The Bears, for the most part of the season, have been a top two. Well, depending on what stats you look at, maybe even the best running team in the league. The last couple of weeks, they've gotten away from that. The last three games, they went from 28 to 26, 26 to 22 to 16 carries in the last game against Detroit. That ain't how you do things. And I've already said earlier in this episode, in those three games, the opponent is averaging upwards of 37 minutes a game of holding the ball. You can't score points if you don't have the ball. Well, the Bears, they've scored points without having the ball. But in any case, you can't depend on that. You can't depend on that. You want to have your offense on the field as much as possible. You want to have your offense actually matriculating the ball down the field. Shout out to my boy, Mira Hodge. I used to love that show. They used to bring that back. But the Bears have a unique advantage in this game. The Bears wanted to see Green Bay. And the reason why they wanted to see Green Bay, because Green Bay is one without Micah Parsons, one down Devontae Wyatt, two down Tucker Kraft. All these big play guys that they're missing, and to point it out, to put the cherry on top. Thanks a lot, Dave. They're on a 4-game losing streak.
I was about to say, but they're
due.
But they're getting Jordan Love back. Oh,
I was going to say, would it be a reach to say that you had the advantage facing Jordan Love over Malik Willis? Is that a reach?
I think it is. A lot of people have pointed that out. Like, man, Malik Willis was looking good against you all. He might get some money this offseason. Pump your brakes. There's a reason why Malik Willis is on the bench. There's a really reason why, when he had the opportunity to be a QB1 in this league, that he ended up where he is, sitting behind Jordan Love. Now, that's not to say that he's not a better quarterback now than what he was when he was in Tennessee. Definitely. Not saying that whatsoever. But
he's earned himself at least a $10 million salary with somebody.
Yeah, I love that
bridge quarterback. Possibly,
yeah, Justin Fields got 20 million. So
yeah,
more experience, but
he earned himself some money. He's going to be at the top end of that middle tier.
Yeah, because he's a free agent this offseason. So if the Packers want to keep him, they're gonna have to pay him. I agree with there. Yeah. But here's the thing: I don't take you off of football casuals, so you understand that when you spend all week preparing for a particular player, especially a quarterback, and then then that quarterback gets injured, and you got another quarterback who plays completely different, it's going to throw your whole game plan for a loop. Malik Willis is an RPO quarterback. Jordan Love is not. If you have your whole defensive game plan set up for what Jordan Love does, those keys that you're going to get from him, and you got all these different calls and checks for his strengths, and then you got another guy coming in who's you got to have your eyes following the ball and all type of what type of how that attacks your defense, you locking your linebackers into place and everything like that. It throws everything off. So Jordan Love's the better player. The Bears understand how to play Jordan Love. Malik Willis, knowing that he's going to be the starting quarterback in that game, the Bears will destroy that team. I put that on everything. I will put all my money in the account. Bears covering by plus some. Jordan Love's the guy who the Packers fans will want to see out there. And to that point, Toyotathon is over.
True.
All right. So the last topic we have today, we've alluded to a couple times, Black Monday, and that is the day where some coaches get their walking papers. So that could extend a little bit depending on who can't hack it in the first round of the playoffs, possibly. But as of right now, I believe there are 7 open coaching vacancies currently. From what I have, I got the Raiders, Browns, Ravens, Giants, Falcons, Titans, and Cardinals. Now I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. I think it's pretty obvious that if you were a head coach, that the Ravens are probably the best situation to walk into. Maybe I'm jumping out there, but if we take the Ravens off the table, what do you guys see being the second best scenario to walk into? Unless you feel that the Ravens aren't the best. Is that something that we can agree on?
Oh, I agree. The Ravens are the best situation.
They got the best front office, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Stability. To me, you define these things based on 2 things: stability in the front office and the quarterback situation. The Ravens have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. The Ravens have the front office that everybody would love to have. That's easily the best situation. If you get hired there, you're pretty much set. And the biggest thing is Harbaugh was there 18 years. He was their 3rd ever coach in franchise history.
Crazy.
So if you get in, you could pretty much, you could plant roots. I mean, you pretty much might be there for a minute.
Ravens are always good, so yeah, I guess there's no reason to get rid of you. Because if you don't perform, you're not gonna have that same fortune. But for the most part, they've always been good. Now, I guess with Harbaugh leaving, it's all but certain that they're not gonna trade Lamar Jackson, because that's been in the talks too, right?
Yeah, Lamar Lamar won that little battle going on behind the scenes. Harbaugh's gone. And it's been reported that he's been at odds with the offensive coordinator as well, which, it was about time for that run his course. So Lamar's he's going to have his input on who's the next guy in there. So no, there would be no trade.
All right. So with that said, who is what current vacancy is the second best situation to walk into?
Great question.
I think with the Titans job being available, and I did say, front office and quarterback situation, you want to have those in place. Mm-hmm. I think the Titans have the best quarterback situation.
Ownership. Because ownerships can screw things up, i.e. the Browns.
I put that, the Browns. I put that with the front office, because, even though the executive level and the front office, it might be a little separation there. But if we all know, ownership does peer into the front office. No decision is made without their approval. So I kind of put those 2 together. So you want ownership in the front office, right? I think the Titans have the best quarterback situation. So
I would probably say the Titans.
Yeah.
To the Titans as well. Okay, so I'm way off. I said the Falcons.
I
Now,
knew you was thinking that. I think they're the worst.
Why?
the
I think
worst.
that's the
Okay,
worst situation.
so it's okay. So it's tricky with the quarterback situation. I mean, obviously Michael Penix is injury prone, but they ended on a
I hate that
strong.
joke, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they ended on a strong track. Kirk Cousins came in there, who I guess if you're not a believer of Kirk Cousins or think there's going to continue to be controversy between him and Penix, I can understand where you would say that. But I
He's
mean,
guaranteed like $64 million next year.
64. So I mean, yeah. So that's tricky.
They're
That
going
is
to keep
tricky.
him for a backup at $64 million. I think
We-
they're going to cut him.
You think they're going to just? But if you cut it, because it's not all guaranteed.
It's not all guaranteed.
Gotcha. Okay, so they have no quarterback, or they have Michael Penix, who's not. Okay. Well,
The worst quarterback situation.
I mean, they
league.
essentially almost made the playoffs. They beat the Rams at the end. They finished with the same record as the Panthers, I believe. I think the Panthers just had
Yes, because the NFC South.
right for sure. But that's
The
where they
Saints almost beat them.
almost, but they did not. But I like they got a top three running back. They got I feel like they're building something on the defensive side of the ball. They went out and got two edge rushers or two defensive linemen in the last draft, and they've got some pieces built there. But yes, the quarterback is the most important. You guys feel like they're going to cut Kirk Cousins, which they probably should. So that leaves a big question. But hey, they can always go get Malik Willis, and boom, you got yourself a quarterback.
So here's where
a bridge quarterback. You said a bridge. He could be a bridge.
Mhm.
No, they're going to have the bridgiest quarterback in the league as their quarterback next year. Mark this down. I'm saying it right now. Justin Fields is coming back home. He's going to be their
Atlanta,
quarterback
yeah.
next year.
He's
He's gonna be their
I hate
quarterback
that.
next
I hate that idea altogether. Oh, and I didn't mention Pitts. Kyle Pitts had a great second. I want to say maybe second half.
Okay,
I know, but the one game I watched, I think it was the Rams game. He went crazy in that game for what it's worth.
And you know what's crazy? Sidebar. That was the week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. Kyle Pitts was the stones you have to actually start him in the playoffs is one thing. But you probably wrote that. If you made it to your championship game, what did Kyle Pitts do to you? He killed you. That is the Kyle Pitts that is he's worse than an enigma. I don't even know if there's an English word for it. Kyle Pitts is ridiculous. I cannot. There's no way I can put any type of trust in him. If we're talking about situations, he's not on the list. He's not a reason that I would come to that job or anything. Kyle Pitts, I can't trust him. There's nothing. I don't get anything out of Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, if you've ever had him on your fantasy team, yeah, he's let you down many a time. But yeah, that's my justification for the Falcons. And
one more for the Falcons. I said this was me. Front office ownership. You want to have that in place. Arthur Blank. He is pretty, even though he doesn't come off that way, he's a baby Jerry Jones. He's pretty meddlesome. And he doesn't and the decisions he make, they never really go in the direction you really want them to, right? They fired the general manager, they fired the coach, obviously. I think Ryan Pace, former Bears general manager, still calling shots out there, which tells you all you need to know. I don't like that situation at all. If I'm a head coach, let's just say I'm a hardball. I can go anywhere I want to go. Take the Falcons off the list.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. And I view, like you do, Arthur Blank being a sort of Jerry Jones. They're both old guys that are not too many years left, and they want to win one and do something big and grand, and they make not so great decisions in the process. They like being in the press.
He's pretty notorious. Yeah, Arthur Blank definitely is. So, but all right, that'll pretty much do it.
Who's going to Las Vegas?
Las Vegas. Oh, is there a team moving there? Oh no, there's already
The Raiders.
The Raiders are there. The Raiders are there. So wait, what are you asking?
Who do you think their next coach is going to be?
Oh, the coach. Oh man, poor guy, whoever it is.
Why?
You think
It's a
they have the number
revolving
one seed?
door.
They have the number one draft pick,
They have
don't
the
they?
number one pick. Yeah.
They have the number one draft pick. They now have Tom Brady as minority owner and in the ear of their owner.
Is that a good thing to have Tom Brady as your minority?
I think a good selling point for any potential head coach is they have the number one draft pick. So you can, if you want a blank slate, right? But that's the blankest you're ever going to get. If you have the number one pick, now it just sucks that you have this quarterback class to do it with, right? So, I mean, I'm not a scout, but from everything I've seen from this quarterback class, you got what, 2 guys who are like going to be first round picks, Mendoza and I got the guy from Oregon.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on Mendoza. I think he's a pro. I think he's a pro quarterback. I mean, I like the way I like his pocket presence, but other than that, I don't think he has a pro arm. I think he'll be an also ran quarterback. I mean, he'll stick around for a little while, like Danny Dimes. He'll stick around with a team for a little while, maybe get a second contract, but then you never hear from him again.
Well, I'm hearing Mike Florio suggested it's going to be Brian Flores.
B-Flow. Oh, perfect segue.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was some NFC coaching moves.
But it's with B-Flow, if he moves there, you have, besides Patriots doing the let's bring back the band back together sort of thing, you have an owner in Davis who's not afraid to say F you to the NFL. Otherwise, Brian Flores most likely isn't going to get a head coaching interview even. He might, and he got some last year, but he's real picky on where he wants to go. And I'm curious.
I don't know if I would choose the Raiders if I was picky, but
well, I mean, you beggars can't be that picky. You know, if he wants to be an HC again, if he wants his head coaching legacy to be still tied to Tua and tanking, he gonna have to take he ain't gonna get too many opportunities, as Dave alluded to.
That wasn't his choice, though. That was the owners that did the tanking.
Yeah, did the tanking. That's the reason he's suing. But it's. And his opinion on Tua is obviously played out correct, but it's
yeah.
No, but you're 100% correct. He's going to have one more chance, most likely. And the question is where, and he better select it right, because if he's gets into someplace and pisses off the owner, he will never be a head coach again.
Well, Wiseman once said, "You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow." He came from Detroit.
Oh,
no, that's Eminem.
Well, Hope said it too. But yeah, I know. Shout out to Bill Belichick. I was thinking about this earlier in the week. Do you think he's getting some type of silent retribution for his hand in all that? Because he's the one that tipped off Brian Flores.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he's getting retribution.
It seems like the football world is like really turned their back on Brian Belichick. I mean, the NFL wanted nothing to do with him.
That's because he turned out to be Tom Brady that won all the Super Bowls. It's a combination of both, but
go Brady.
But it's interesting, and they're talking about Flores coming in. This is Florio's belief, and it's not just him, it's also Ben Solak, that it will contrast Pete Carroll's good buddy style of leadership with more hard-nosed style, and you get I'm trying to remember who else will be the offensive coordinator, basically head coach offense, will be the only other Patriots guy that's had any success besides Dayball.
Vrabel?
No, no, Vrabel's the one in New England right now. No, there's another one with offensive success.
Brian what's his name?
Yeah.
Coach Penn State for that little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the Houston Texans. I can't think of his name. Brian something.
But it's going to be interesting. It's how much influence does a 5% owner in Tom Brady actually have over Davis? And I think it's quite a bit.
Definitely agree.
But we'll find out.
So what do you guys what do you guys have going on for the rest of the week?
Playoff previews.
Whereas we just dropped our first official Skull search looking at 3 defensive backs on our members only side. It'll go public tomorrow. And then we have the Real 4-0 show and 2 old bloggers on the weekend. So we'll find out.
All right. And I suppose it's time for us to get started on the draft. Well, actually, me and June are going to start talking about the free agents, the pending free agents we have coming up first, and then we'll start attacking the draft, the mock draft type stuff. So, very
Christmas list for offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Definitely something worth talking about. There's a couple, former offensive coordinators that are looking for jobs right now. So, that's pretty much what we'll be talking about. But as we wrap things up, what do they say in Chicago, Pay?
Bear down. You know what? This week, beat the Packers.
I can get with that. What do they say in Minnesota?
FTP.
All right. I'll echo that sentiment. All right.
Foster's always got a ball of energy. You got to calm down, Foster.
Let's get out of here.
Get your lick back. If a nigga owe you something, ain't no chit chat.